this winter, and it just became a really exciting opportunity to collaborate on a program and focus on some of what we have been noticing, which is how do we get people feeling comfortable to start something new, to break out of their shell? Do they know what resources there are, and how much has the pandemic lifestyle really started to impact us? How much more sedentary are we, isolated? So the idea of a wellness challenge sort of blossomed from there, and we've been happily collaborating on it ever since. And I'm just really glad you're all here, glad you're joining, and taking some positive steps towards a healthier you this winter. I think we all need that right now, especially with this long-term, at-home lifestyle. So I just kind of want to review some of the program logistics with you all, make sure everyone's comfortable with that. So you all should have received week 1 checklists. And on that, you can possibly collect up to, yes, Heather, even though it makes you disappear, yes.
Like, nope, I'm not here anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I did not one, but I'll talk to you tomorrow about that, Julia.
Yeah, yep, I'll make sure you get it. So all the checklists have a total of 140 points possible. So 35 points, or no, program total 140 points, 35 points per week. And how we're doing it is Greater New England Spanini, we have kind of collected some different prizes along the way. We have protein bars, health drinks, granola bars, foam rollers, just a ton of grocery gift cards, ham, and she's popping in. There she is. A bunch of different prizes for along the way. So every week you're going to be trying to get 25 points. And there's also flexibility because this program is meant to be very individualistic, not meant to tell you what's perfect for your body or exactly what's going to be the best situation for you. If anything, we're always going to recommend you talk to a physician or someone who has a degree in those related fields, because we cannot provide that sort of advice or expertise. Well, I cannot, but so these checklists are more of a guide for you to kind of get some ideas going, start to reflect, and have a fun group of people to do it with and collaborate with and just see where it takes you. So every Friday, you'll be getting a new checklist, and some of it's going to be the same. It's going to be building off each other, pushing your exercises a little harder, making sure you're, getting enough hydration, enough movement in various different ways, etc. And
sorry.
Throughout the 30 days as well, we are super lucky. We have a lot of different professional trainers who are hosting programs for us at no cost. So because they're volunteering their time, we are offering some bonus points on the checklist for our live programs, because we do want you to support our volunteer professionals coming in and hosting classes for us. But don't worry if you can't attend. It's not like you're going to be rid of all potential bonus points because it doesn't fit your schedule. We hope to also have those recorded so we can send them to you if you did want to try a different class. And maybe a recorded video is that one point. But again, there's enough leeway and flexibility where everyone should be able to hit their points. Hit their points each week. And if they're, if that does become a problem, that's what you have the group for. That's what you have myself for, Amy and Jean, to kind of collaborate with along those 30 days. So that's checklist. There's going to be different workouts. They'll be scheduled. So coming up this week, we have Pilates on Thursday and a nutrition webinar on Friday. While we have you guys, if you have any specific questions for our nutrition webinar, we are going to be doing a Q&A with Erin Reese, the nutritionist. So feel free to even chat them along to me tonight and I can save them for that upcoming webinar. And there's also in that Google Drive just a bunch of resources. So if you're feeling stuck about, I need to meditate, but I don't know where to go. I need to, find new stretches, but I don't know where to look. I need to increase my water intake, but what are good goals? There's a ton of resources in there. I highly suggest you check out those articles and just different links to different videos and opportunities for you guys. So That is, I believe, the basis of the program. Oh, one other thing. We have 2 groups, My Fitness Pal and Facebook. So feel free to join those groups and utilize them to your advantage. And the other,
Julia, sorry, it's Mary. I have a question. What's the Fitness Pal? Is that an app or?
it is an app, but you can also create an account online. And it's just a nice app because one, it's free. You can track your water, you can track your meals. It kind of helps provide you some articles as well to meet your own personal fitness goals. So I like it for that reason. Again, an individualized approach for you to figure out what works best for you. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay. It's, again, just one of those suggestions, ideas to kind of help you get in the mindset of tracking.
Oh, yeah. 2 questions, unless there's going to be time for questions and I can ask later.
So yeah, we have time for questions later, but we also, yeah, I think we have questions coming up in like a half hour, if that works.
Okay. Yep, I'll write them down so I don't forget.
Thank you. Or feel free to chat them to me. I think the last part I wanted to mention, is there's a Google form that we sent around, and you can upload your checklist to that every week and do some reflection on Sundays. So Friday is when you're going to be emailed your week's materials from me, and then Sunday's that chance to kind of come back to the group, reflect, and submit your checklist for that week through the Google form. And that's how we're going to be able to just say, oh, they're challenging themselves, they're actually engaging in the program, they're competing to be healthier. They are entered to win the prize, entered into the raffle for a larger prize basket, etc. Again, it's not meant to be a burden, it's meant to be fun, help keep you accountable, but you are going to get out of this program what you put into it, because that's how it's set up, is to sort of be a launch pad for you to learn some new health habits and instill them in a meaningful way for the rest of the year ongoing. So that is kind of a program overview. Again, we have some time later in the schedule for questions from everyone, and I'll also talk a little more about our programs, but otherwise I think we can pass it on to Amy and Daniel with the Q&A.
All right, well, let me introduce them.
Yes.
And before I do that, I just want to say, before I jumped on, I looked through everybody's goals, which I loved. There's a lot of really great goals that you guys have set for yourselves, including losing weight and gaining strength, gaining energy and endurance, flexibility, walking your puppy further around the lake, improving your balance, more mobility. So these are all excellent goals. And I think, working together, we can all support each other to move forward with those goals. So we are really, really, really excited to have special guests tonight to talk to you about their own nutrition and fitness routines and their dedication to staying healthy. In particular, we're incredibly excited to have Daniel Romanchuk on the call for us. And for those of you who don't know Daniel, he is a 22-year-old athlete with spina bifida. He is the reigning champion of all 4 major marathons. He won the Chicago Marathon in 2018 by 1 second. He won the New York Marathon in 2019, also by 1 second. You can correct me if I have this wrong, Daniel. And he was the youngest winner in his division for both of those races. He also won the Boston Marathon in 2019, also the youngest winner of that race, and was the first American to win since 1993, and that was before he was born. He also won the London Marathon in 2019 and is the youngest athlete ever to win the Abbott World Marathon Series Title 12 title. So he also was a Paralympian at age 18 and was scheduled to represent the United States at the 2020 Paralympics, also in Tokyo, but that was prior to the pandemic. So I'm sure he can fill us in about how that has changed his training regimen. But fair to say, he is really exploding onto the scene and dominating the race scene. He's also an engineering student in Illinois and is passionate about encouraging the next generation to pursue excellence and integrity in sport. And we have been lucky enough to have our board chair, Amy Bois, and her son, Tyler, interview Daniel once before. And so we thought we would recreate that tonight. Amy is a parent of Tyler, who is a teenage boy with spina bifida. She is our board chair and joined the board in 2017. Professionally, Amy's a brand marketing manager, AFAA certified personal trainer, and adaptive fitness professional. She's an influencer within the adaptive fitness community, working with her son, providing fitness for all on her platform Fit with Amy B on Instagram, and as lead trainer with Kakana. Amy's also featured on Abilities TV app as an adaptive home fitness specialist, and she will take no excuses for not working out. She can
I
find,
don't know about that, Jean.
look around your room, she can find 10 things you can use in your workout. So
Well, yes, that's true.
So I am just really pleased that both of them could make the time to be here tonight and talk about fitness with all of you. So you guys go ahead.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us. I was sweating it. I'm not gonna lie. It's not easy to follow your resume, Daniel. It's amazing. And when you hear what you've accomplished, it's just, I get the chills, the goosies, because it's amazing. And, you know,
Awesome.
yeah. And we wanted to have you here tonight because it's nice to kick off this wellness challenge on a high note, being inspired by someone that competes and trains as an athlete at a very high level. And sometimes it takes somebody like you to tell us a little bit about what you did in the beginning, like what made you successful, you know, to help people say, you know what, if Daniel can do it, I think I can do it too. And I don't have to be perfect. I just got to be consistent, right? So that's why we wanted to have you here tonight. And I think everybody else is excited to hear your story. But just first off, let's just kick it off with a couple of questions, because I think it would be good to do that and break the ice a little bit. Now, again, guys, your routine's not going to be like Daniel's, but it's going to be for you. But let's hear a little bit about what Daniel has been up to and why he has been so successful. Tell us a little bit about like your daily routine, Daniel.
My daily routine is, you know, I have an alarm. Usually it's for me around 6 or so in the morning to get up, make my breakfast and get ready for practice in the morning. And that practice is usually at 8 o'clock every morning.
Yeah.
And so after that, I'll make sure to get good recovery in, make sure I get some protein, some recovery carbs in.
You said carbs, by the way. He doesn't shy away from carbs. Good.
they are an important fuel source.
Yeah.
And so, I'll go to any classes I may have, do anything I need to do around the house. Sometimes a second workout, and fill in the gaps from there with whatever. I'll play some video games with my dad or something like that. But make sure that I'm in bed at a decent hour, because sleep is very important.
Absolutely. What would you say? Do you sleep like 8 hours a night, do you think, or more than that?
I try and get maybe a little bit more than that sometimes, so up to maybe 9 a day or a night.
Yeah, that's good, because honestly, I think people forget that, especially if you're looking to release weight and to feel your best and have the energy when you first start a wellness program. Sleep is critical to that, you guys.
Yep.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about how you fuel yourself. So like, what do you eat in the morning? What's your breakfast look like?
Because I'm about to head off to practice, I make sure that I have some sort of a carb source in breakfast. If I know a number of the other athletes that I train with, they really can't eat breakfast before they go out and train. Yeah. And so I think I've spoken with some of the nutritionists that I've gotten to know, and they would actually suggest that maybe having something, a snack the night before would help, get you through that workout.
Yeah.
And so making sure that you have a good breakfast is a great way to start the day.
Yeah. Yeah, because I personally, for myself, I can't eat before I work out. And what actually, I think it's been proven that if people get their workout done in the morning, and I know it's tough because it's hard sometimes, it just can't happen. But if you can, you're probably more apt to get that workout done if you do it in the morning versus at night. So
Yep.
I always tell people try to fit it in the morning, but obviously our schedules change. And say you have to work out later in the evening, like say you missed your morning workout, would you do an abbreviated workout later on in the day, or like what would you do?
I would just basically reschedule that whole workout for sometime later in the day. It, it really, I really try and I make sure to get those things done early. If I have to, if I have something scheduled for, I'll say 9 o'clock, and sometimes I will wake up earlier so that I can go in and get my workout done, before I have to go do something else. And so, for me, getting that workout in is, it's an important thing.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of, shift my morning a little bit, which, means maybe shifting the night also a little bit earlier.
Right. Right. And granted, you guys, Daniel is a professional athlete. So we're not expecting you guys to
Absolutely.
train in that manner. But one of the things he hit upon, which I think is very important, is that you do want to schedule your workout like it's an important, say, doctor's appointment or something that you
Yep.
would not miss. Because I truly feel like once you start making your purposeful movement, like your workout for the day, like a priority, like that you can't miss, lo and behold, next thing you know, it becomes a habit and a routine, and and then that's when that discipline kicks in. So
Yeah.
you're so right, Daniel. Like it's not something that should be skipped because it's essential.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell us a little bit too more. I know we talked about breakfast, but like as you plan out your day, because I think sometimes people just don't know what to eat. And so they grab the easiest fixed. Tell us a little bit like what you're like, do you eat a typical lunch? What time do you eat dinner? Like things like that.
One thing that I've tried to do, I can't say that I've been too successful, but something that I try to do is do a little bit of planning, and so more just get into a routine of doing the same thing. And so my breakfast is I have two options. It's either oatmeal with some fruit, or I make an omelet. It's one of those two things. And so trying to narrow down the amount of choices you have to make makes everything a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And again, that's kind of the same thing with working out. Is when I decided that I was going to try and make the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games. I decided that back in like the fall of 2014, and part of that decision was saying I'm not going to miss my workouts. Like I'm making my workouts a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but getting in a routine of things really will help. Should help you. I know for me, I don't have to make the choice. Am I going to go to practice? It's practices at 8.
Mm-hmm.
And so making a routine, whatever that routine is, and just staying in that routine. And some of that routine might be, taking some time on the weekends to prepare yourself some some of your breakfasts or something like that. Make a food plan. And keep it healthy. It's very easy to just say, oh, well, this restaurant's on my way into work or whatever. I'll just go through the drive-through. But just try and make the little choices if you want. I've been listening to a book, and it's talking about setting goals. And it says, if you want to achieve a goal, break it down into smaller steps, and just do some of those steps. Don't set it too big.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's true. Like small actionable goals, like it might be the top 3 things that you need to do daily, and they're not negotiable. You have to, yeah, that's the thing. Like, and Jean kind of like nailed it in the beginning, saying no excuses. But when you do want to commit to something and you want to be successful, what separates people that continually struggle and people who have success is that they make a commitment to it. They do leave the excuses at the door and they show up consistently. No one's going to be perfect. That's the other thing too.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I was going to say, no one is perfect. We all are failing it forward. And that's how we learn in life, is by making mistakes or by having a bad day. Like not every practice is going to be perfect. Not every meal you eat is going to be perfect. But the most important thing is that you stay consistent with the goals that you set for yourself.
Yep.
And then the next thing you know, you're riding high because you've now set up a consistent routine of healthy habits. Right, Tyler? Tyler's like, no way, Mom. Don't listen to it. He's 15. I'm trying to pull him along, you guys. So Daniel is older and wiser, right, Daniel?
Hey, I can be wise.
So that's awesome. So tell us too, because another thing, when you start a wellness program, everybody likes to go hard. They're a little too sore. Maybe they're using a little bit too heavy of weights. That resistance band just was a little too heavy. They did maybe 20 squats and they really should have done 10.
Oh God.
What, I always tell people is you want to get a good stretch in, especially like a really good dynamic stretching, like when you're nice and warm at the end, like getting a good stretch. Yep. And in the beginning, you want to just kind of move those feet around, move side to side and in different planes just to get that body prepped, to take on bigger movements. But do you have a specific stretching routine that you do daily that helps prevent injuries?
And so this is something that I've kind of, for a little while I've said, I want to do more stretching. I want to, do a little bit more, get a higher range of motion. I haven't been too great at making sure I'm doing it every, after every workout. But making sure you keep mobility. Watch to make sure that you don't develop too many contractures, things like that. Stretching is very, very important. Something that is actually kind of goes a little bit along this stretching is, at least for me, is some sort of maintenance work with shoulder preservation. Because if you're using a chair 24/7, the last thing you want to have hurt is your shoulders.
Yep.
Yep.
Keep going.
So making sure that you keep everything nice and healthy there is it's very, very important.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because our life is not a sprint, you guys. It's a marathon.
Yep.
And especially for us, for full-time wheelchair users, the shoulders take a brunt on a daily basis of demand. And so it's so key to work smarter and not harder. And one of the ways to do that is by ensuring we bulletproof those shoulders, work on our range of motion,
Maybe not
our
that.
mobility, and strengthening. And that, I know it's not exciting, it's not the fun stuff, but it's the stuff that allows us to do the fun stuff, the racing, the skiing, the tennis, the swimming, for our entire lives, not just for like a short period of time. So you're right, Daniel. It's like, it's not fun. People often want to skip it. People want to skip the stretching, the dynamic stretching in the beginning, and the really like the
But
time to
you will regret it in the long run.
you will regret it. And you
Yep.
you hit upon something that's really
Sadly learned that. but-
right. It's really important in the spina bifida community is that severe like knee contractures where the legs can get very tight, which
Very,
is something
very
that we're working
tight.
on with Tyler, is that stretch, get those hamstrings moving, like stretch through, your glutes, guys, and the low back and through those hamstrings, because once they start to get tight, they just continue to get tighter.
Yep.
So I stretching has got to be a big part of this routine that you guys are going to be doing over the next 30 days, right? So we already did talk about, because we already talked about goals. Make sure too, you guys, you set up short actionable goals, like maybe your top 3
Yep.
daily that you want to stick to, because anything more than that, it's going to get overwhelming and you're probably not going to be able to stick to it. But if you set those 3 goals, and you know what, we do too, and I don't know how you keep track of those top 3 goals, Daniel, but I set it on my wallpaper on my phone, so that when I log into my phone, the top 3 things I see every day are those things that I'm working on, because what gets attended to gets done, you guys, and you're going to be much more apt to stick to those goals. And make sure you let your friends and family know that you're doing this. They might not want to join you, but if you tell them, then they're there to support you, right?
Yep.
So, and I think, Daniel, you can agree, I think one of the reasons why too you show up is because you have a coach.
Yep.
Accountability. Accountability, and 2 people you race with and your competitor. So I mean, I think when you set up a wellness challenge like this, a big part of it, you guys, is that you're getting a support system. You
Yep.
have other people that are going to be doing it with you.
Absolutely. It's while racing is kind of an individual sport, it is a team effort. And so, even though you may have an individual goal, having a team that you can rely on, just makes things it's more fun, a lot easier, and just it's so much better. It will also, I think, help you go a lot farther, because I know that I would not be where I am today if it weren't for those around me.
Yep. You're absolutely right. I remember when I started my wellness challenge, my wellness journey, back on the journey, because you guys, I went for 10 years where I didn't do anything. Like, it was when Tyler was young. We had a lot going on when he was little. I think one of the hardest things, is trying to manage through life, because we are going to come up with obstacles in our life. There's going to be trials and tribulations, or things that are going to make us say, oh, you know what, I'm not going to work out today. I have too much going on, or, I'm stressed out. But looking at your workouts as, wow, that could be a stress reliever for me. I'm actually going to feel better because it's going to release natural endorphins that are going to just overall improve my mood, and actually probably help me to eat better too, or make better decisions. So once I started looking at things like that, I signed up at my local Y, you guys. Literally, I signed up at my local Y. My friend dragged me there. She dragged me. I did not want to go. She dragged me, and she kept dragging me every day. And I went. And the next thing you know, I was like, well, this isn't that bad. And I'm making friends at the gym. And then I actually started working out at home too, because it became fun and goals that I could have for myself where I could achieve something and feel empowered. And I saw my body changing and I lost weight and I had more energy. So if there's anything that we can say, make sure you tell some people that you're going to be doing this challenge over the month. Like, confide in the people that are in here, confide in us. And literally everybody's there to lend a hand. Not everybody is going to want to join you, but the people that are on this journey and the people that really are into, fitness and fueling their bodies with good food, they're going to always be willing to help you. So don't ever feel like you're alone, because you're not. So by getting that accountability and having that support system, you're going to be much more apt to succeed.
There's a really wonderful quote that I learned from the Kenyan runners in the Boston Marathon. It's a Kenyan proverb, and they say that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I think really that fits what you're saying, Daniel, about your team that you train with and what we're all trying to provide here for you guys.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So you guys are a team. You guys you're going to have to come up with a name.
Okay.
Wellness challenge is fun, but you're going to have to come up with some kind of fun name for yourselves for the month. Right?
I agree with what you guys said about like working with somebody else, because before I had to take a break, I was working with a trainer. And when I started working out, I was in the same boat. I didn't want to do it. I actually got kind of tricked into taking a boxing class. Thanks, Mary.
Sort of.
But I ended up loving it, and I got a membership at the Y and started working out with the trainer. And when I was working out with the trainer, they would always be like, hey, try this. And I'm like, you want me to try what? I don't think that's going to happen. And they're like, I do. I'm like, okay, that makes one of us. And I eventually was able to do a lot more than I ever thought I would.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I think we're always a lot more capable sometimes than what we think we can do. You pushed yourself, and doing hard things feels darn good. Right? So it's going to be a struggle, you guys, in the beginning, but you're gonna reap the rewards. Yep.
Yeah, and that kind of reminds me about if you wow, I had a thought, and if any of you guys see it somewhere, could you tell me where it went? It may not seem fun at first, whatever you want to go do, but after you do it for a little bit, you may actually you really can grow to like something, and so just go start, and first of all, try and have fun. If you set up a Zoom meeting with some of your friends and do some of the things together, but have some fun with it, and that also will help. Not only will it be easier, but also that helps you not to get burnt out. If you do it alone every day, you might start to be like, oh, well, I just have to, go do a workout again today. But if you're doing it with a group, you're going to go, with your friends and do these things together.
Yeah.
Before we open it up to questions, I have two questions. One, I was hoping the two of you could talk about the importance of hydration and how much water you drank, and tips for like getting your water in. And then I would love to know, like, what is your go-to playlist for your workouts?
You want to go first, Daniel?
Sure. And so I myself don't have any necessarily any goals for hydration or anything, but it is very important. When I first started doing some longer distance things like marathons, I at first I just went without water, but then yes, that was a very short-lived.
Yeah. What not to do? Don't do that.
But yes, plan ahead. That can make sure if you're going to do a workout, make sure that you have your water with you before you go somewhere. If you're going early in the morning, make it the night before and put it somewhere where you're going to remember it. As that can it for me, a lot of the times I just wasn't thinking about it until I needed it. And so planning ahead a little bit can really help make sure you get it in.
Yeah, I know for me with water, I just I do it. Hold on, let me shut the door because my family's going to be loud. Hold on. There we go. I was just talking with the ladies about this the other day, and I keep it super simple. I know that I need to drink half my body weight. So whatever I weigh, right? Half my body weight in ounces daily for water is what they say you should drink to be optimally hydrated. Okay. And optimally hydrated has so many benefits to it because it will flush the toxins out of your body. So you want to drink that first glass of water, you guys, the very first thing in the morning when you first wake up. I actually leave mine right by my bed. So that's the first thing I drink in the morning because that'll first thing flush out everything, right? Get you started on your day, even before coffee. Try that, right? And then what I do is I fill up my big container so I know exactly how many ounces I need to drink for that day. And it sounds a little weird, but I fill it all the way up and then I just fill it with ice. And then I know exactly if I drink that whole thing, it's good. I'm good to go. You can fill it in with those containers that will keep your water cold all day. Or you can also fill it with fruit. If you fill a little bit of like blueberries or raspberries or whatever you like for berries, put that in there because then your water won't be gross. Like it'll taste like that. And then with the nice ice, it'll stay nice all day. So it just kind of depends on how you like it, but you can add mint leaves, like little, if you like mint, you could do that in there. Lots of things you can do. And I know there's been some questions about carbonated water, but seltzer water is fine too, you guys. Seltzer water is water. So if you like carbonated water, I'm like, you guys, I'm all for that. But it can make you gassy. So just be aware of it. It can make you gassy. And it does, most of the seltzer waters on the market do have a very small amount of sodium in it. And they do not have to report anything under 5 milligrams. So if it's like 4.99, they can actually say 0 sodium, but actually they do. But I know Perrier does not. The Perrier seltzer does not have any sodium in it. So if you are keeping track of your sodium, 5 milligrams a pop, right? If you drink a lot, it does add up. So that's a tip for the water, you guys. And then the other thing you asked about playlists, right, Jean? Yeah, I actually I use Spotify, you guys. And if you go on Spotify and you search in the categories, they have home workout playlists, which are good. But for me, as I'm old school and I'm 46 years old, I like to listen to the Time Capsule. The Time Capsule is so good. It's a mix of all kinds of different music. So if you just want to hit Time Capsule and get going, that's a great option too. But Spotify is awesome. That's it.
I think I'm gonna have to try a few of those things with my water though.
I know. Who knew, right? I've been trying to increase my water intake for years. It decreases wrinkles. It makes your skin look better. You feel better. And 9 times out of 10, you guys, when you have a headache or you just sort of have this malaise, it's probably, you could be somewhat dehydrated. Any questions about that, you guys? You look a little, you guys, does that sound doable? You might have to go to the bathroom more often. That's the only downside.
Yes.
I just started with a new one. I got the big 64 ounce. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's perfect.
It's a very interesting switch.
Yeah, it's perfect
to
though because you
rearrange
can
my
measure
schedule.
it. Yeah. Yeah, and I'll be interested to see if you guys were slightly dehydrated and then you start drinking.
I just brought one of those big 32-ounce Brita water bottles.
Good.
So I am trying to drink one of those a day, but it's been kind of hard.
Give
While we're
yourself a
on the
little bit of
topic-
grace. Oh, sorry.
Well, oh no, it's fine. While we're on the topic, I have like a large Nalgene, like it's like a bazillion ounces, and I love it, but I can never clean it, and now it's getting moldy. Does anybody have any recommendations on how to clean it?
Well, I would use vinegar. I would soak it because vinegar like kills everything. So
Okay.
if you soak it in vinegar and water, that's gonna kill all those germs.
It's so helpful to have something that big and just keep chugging it throughout the day rather than having to get up and refill a smaller bottle. But then I was like, ooh, this is going to make me very unhealthy if I'm drinking mold spores.
Yeah, you don't want to. Good point. Don't drink the mold spores, but try. Yeah, the vinegar will kill that. So if you soak it in there. Same thing with workout clothes, you guys. If you wash your workout clothes and just put like 2 capfuls of vinegar with your laundry detergent, that keeps your workout clothes smelling fresh.
Good to know.
I've been in this fitness thing for a long time, so I'm happy to share my tips and tricks with you guys.
Yeah, yep. And there's also some brushes are designed to get in in certain bottles and stuff like that. So you might be able to find something that works to help clean the bottle. That also kind of reminds me is after a workout, make sure that I have a personal history with pressure injuries. And a big thing for me is making sure that I'm in dry clothes. So as soon as I'm done with my workout, I'm going to take a shower and get into some dry clothes.
Yeah.
And so if you're ever in a new routine or anything like that as well, make sure you're doing skin checks and make sure nothing's gonna develop.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Same thing, like it's also, especially if you guys are adding in swimming into your routine, if your pools are open where you are and you really need to change right after you swim, or if you're sweating a lot, because yeah, you don't want to have skin breakdown, and it can happen pretty quickly.
Very fast.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you are absolutely right.
I had a question, and I don't know if you'd be able to answer this one, but I've heard different things about like as far as calories. Is it, and I've like this is kind of a rumor that I've heard that people in chairs need less calories than what's typically recommended. Is that
Can I answer
true?
that, Daniel?
Sorry?
Oh, I said, did you want to answer that?
Oh, okay, yeah. And so generally, absolutely. Just because we don't use our legs, which they are a huge muscle group, and so that's a lot of calories that we don't need. And so yes, absolutely, it is reduced. By how much, I am not exactly sure. I am not a nutritionist.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question though, Heather. I've definitely, that is true.
Okay.
Because what happens is, I think, have we heard about that before? Like the wheelchair belly, because you're seated more often. So yeah, I don't know what the actual amount is, but we'll look into that and let you guys know, because I'm actually really curious about that for my son, Tyler,
That's
who
a
was
great question for our nutritionist on Friday. So
Yeah.
Julia already wrote that down, right?
I was gonna
So-
say it's already on the side.
Yes. If you can join on Friday at 1, that's great, but we'll definitely record it and put it in the group too. So we'll share that with all of you, but that's a great question.
and everybody's eating plan too is different, you guys. Like there's not like one magic way to eat where you're going to be at your best and all that good stuff. Like, like some people like Dan don't eat breakfast before they work out. Maybe they do. There's even such a thing as intermittent fasting that can be beneficial for some people. It just depends on how you metabolize. I think really what the most important is keeping track of what you're eating daily. Like if there's one tip when you guys start this, because you can't outrun your fork. You can't outreel your fork. That's what I always tell people. You can work out 5, 6, 7 days a week, but if you're not fueling your body with good, nutritious food, you won't be releasing those extra pounds if you're carrying that and that's your goal. So really make sure to focus on the nutrition because it's really 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. So, and keeping it simple. Don't create elaborate recipes in the beginning when you're trying to lose weight. It is just going to overwhelm you and you're not going to be able to do it. And it's very hard to track what you're eating with a recipe that's chock full of calories. So chock full of ingredients. So I always tell people, use the KISS method in the beginning. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it really simple. Lean proteins, steamed veggies. They can come in a bag that you put in the microwave. That's okay. Use your hand to dictate how much for portions. I always use my hand. That's the best way to do it because I'm not going to be measuring things. I don't have time to do that. I'm not a tracker. I don't like to track my calories and do all that, but I will use my hand. So I always tell people, double up on your veggies, small, like fist size for your protein. Okay. Veggies, except for like your starchy veggies, like your corn and peas, because there's a lot of sugar in them. But your other stuff, like asparagus, broccoli, cauliflower, all that good stuff, you can double up on that, right? It should take up a majority of your plate. And then the carbs, small fist on the inside here, small fist. Carbs are not evil. Don't be afraid of carbs. It's just about eating the right types of carbs. And then stay away from you guys, stay away from the sugar. Stay away from it. But I'm not talking fruit. Fruit can be a blessing, especially when you're trying to lose weight and stay on track. Because if you cut that out of your diet completely, you're going to end up on Saturday and Sunday eating an entire thing of Oreo cookies. I love them. I cannot leave them in my house. So, yeah.
Yeah, one of my probably favorite vegetables to make is steamed spinach. You can get a huge bag, put it in the microwave, steam it, and it's going to shrivel up to about probably about
Tiny.
yeah, it's going to be tiny. So that that is a great way to get a good amount of things in.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Spinach is a super food. It's a wonderful food. And if you don't like it, make a chocolate smoothie and put it in there. You can't even taste it. There's always a way, guys. There's always a way around all this stuff.
It's really true. You can't taste it. When some of you know my husband, and when I first met him, he didn't like vegetables, and I snuck a veggie into something. I don't know, like I think it was a brownie or something, and he didn't know it was in there. Now he's giving me a funny look because I don't think I ever told him it was there.
That's awesome.
I remember that conversation, I think.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, you can sneak it into stuff. That's absolutely true. You can put avocado. Avocado is an amazing omega-3, guys. It's a healthy fat. Now, granted, you can't eat an entire avocado daily, but a half is fine. That's a healthy fat. And so you don't like it. I tell people, put that in your chocolate. Like if you make a chocolate protein shake, If you put that in there, it makes it super creamy. It's like a yummy frap. It's so yummy. You can even freeze it like ice cream.
I just found a recipe for baked carrots. And it's just salt and pepper, and I did it in the air fryer. Salt and pepper with a little bit of olive oil, and then afterwards you can drizzle a little bit of honey on it if you want to.
Yeah. That's awesome. Honey, a little bit of maple syrup, like not the not real maple syrup, but the real like Maine maple syrup, just a little bit on there. They say maple syrup, guys, is a great, it's a much healthier choice than like, drizzling it with, sugar or, some of the other choices. That's true. Carrots are yummy option.
Mhm.
I hope we didn't overwhelm you. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, how was day one, everyone? What are some of your other questions, maybe program related or health, personal health related?
I have a couple program questions.
Sure.
So the checklist, is that on the honor system, or do we need any proof that we've done certain things? I just want to make sure that I submit what you all need.
So part of the goal is to start with the MyFitnessPal app so that you're tracking daily. And then when you sort of reflect on Sundays, you can say, I did this, I did this, I didn't do it. It is a little bit on the honor system because it's certainly meant to be inspiring and motivating. But again, we don't want to not keep prizes from people if they don't get their points. If we see effort and we know and can tell, then of course someone's going to be eligible. The competition is just, again, that little bit of boost and driving force to get the program going.
So I downloaded the app and I really love it. I've been using it every day since you sent out that first email. I love it for a lot of reasons, but I wasn't sure, you said something about a group on the app. Is that, how do you do that? Like, I didn't realize you could do that.
So I created a group, which I will send a link right now in the chat. And we're going to try and post there daily as well. The one thing we're not 100% sure about in MyFitnessPal with our groups is notifications. I think it's going to be something that you can go to and find and utilize it as such. But here is the group that's for our group.
While Julie is posting that, I'm going to say goodbye and thank you because we have our Adult Leadership Academy at 6:30. So I'm going to go to that. But I really, really want to thank all of you for joining. I especially want to thank Daniel and Amy for making time and sharing all their expertise and their tips and their tricks. And we may not win the Boston Marathon, but you can win this marathon this month and just make some new habits for yourself and get a little bit healthier. So I really look forward to embarking on this journey. I will be doing it too. And I will see all of you on, what's our app? On our app. I have to find that. That's step one.
Yeah.
Step
All right.
one.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
Jean. Thank you.
Thanks, Jean.
Thanks.
And you said as far as submitting stuff, there's a Google Drive.
It's just a form. It's one of those links where you click to upload, and then your checklist can upload in Word or PDF, whatever format you have it in.
Okay, I'll have to check that out again, and I might be calling you tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, it was in one of the first emails,
Yeah.
but again, totally fine to reach out. You can also, if that form is confusing, you have one of our emails that you can, make sure it's submitted to as well, if that helps.
Okay.
Julia, I definitely will be calling you tomorrow about that.
Yes, no problem. We will troubleshoot it. It's just, again, trying to make a nice hub for people to have everything at once, but everything can easily be emailed as well.
I'm gonna head out just because I am gonna do some other stuff, but I'll talk to you guys later, okay?
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks for being here, Mary.
Thanks, bye.
I have a quick question. Does everybody have a workout? Like, do you have workouts you're going to access? Do you have a plan already?
I've found a few YouTube videos. If you look up, there's a woman called Kim Nonstop. And she does a lot of different videos, and she has an entire playlist of seated videos.
Oh, good. Just a quick plug, because I am a master trainer on Kakana, you guys. Kakana is a website geared for people with disabilities and adaptive fitness. I teach strength classes on Kakana on Tuesdays at 9 and Wednesdays at 10. And the cool thing about Kakana is the first 7 days are free. So you can sign up and check it out. They have a weekly schedule. I'm not the only instructor, but I do teach 2 strength classes on there, all seated. Everybody actually in that class is a wheelchair user that I teach, all varying levels. I think there's 5 people right now that I have in both of those classes on Tuesday, Wednesday, but it's a great community. And thereafter, after the 7 days, it's $14.99 a month, and you get access to all of the live classes weekly and the on demand. So like if you can't make the live classes, then it has a whole library of saved workouts for you. I teach strength with dumbbells and resistance bands. We have cycling, Daniel, which I was gonna see some point. It would be cool if we jumped on their cycling together, because they have an instructor from Soul Cycle in New York City. Her name's Sunny Miller. She's one of the instructors. And then there's another guy named Blaze. He's super cool. Great playlists, you guys. The music is awesome. But if you're looking for workouts and you want to jump on live with people, it's really fun. And I jump on 10 minutes before the class, and we do this for like 10 minutes. And then afterwards we take questions for like 5 minutes, but it's fun. It's all levels, all ages. So I did want to throw that out there.
So it's online?
Yeah. So it's a
You have
website.
it.
Yeah, it's a website. It's called Kakana, Kakana. And if you go onto their website, Kakana, you can sign up for that 7-day free trial. You can say Amy Bois sent you, which I don't know, that could be a good or bad thing, right? And Kaylee and Sage, they know me. I joke around a lot. But it's fun. I'm trying to get my son to show up on Tuesdays. He's doing remote school right now, so I'm trying to get him to go too. So yeah, so it's fun, and it's a brand new. This website's like brand new, so it's cool to be like on the ground floor, building this up and like meeting new people. So yeah, so if you guys want to join, it's free for 7 days.
Yeah, and I think, again, part of what we really do hope for this program is for you to find a platform like Kakana you're gonna be able to trial that because of the wellness challenge, but then hopefully find your niche and find what classes work for you. And I think it is nice because that is really affordable compared to some of like any other strength program classes online for folks right now. So it's nice that Kakana is so within like a reasonable financial amount for people to participate. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and I would encourage anybody, and I'm only saying this because I'm chair of SPAGNY, Spina Bifida of Greater New England. If you guys are looking to get a hand cycle, because they have hand cycling, yoga, adaptive boxing, meditation class, and then the strength, you could apply for our empowerment grant on our website, you guys, on Spina Bifida of Greater New England, and get money to have some of that equipment or to pay for Kakana too. So just a heads up on that. So Sage, I'm looking at you, Kaylee, right?
You guys have any other questions? Really good point about making sure people know where to access the workouts. So now everyone should be set up. We have apps for nutrition, for tracking, hydration, fitness, and movement, all of that. So they're at your, like, they're there for you. They're in that drive. And if you have questions about accessing them or finding them, just please feel free to reach out. We're more than happy to get them to you. And again, please don't hesitate to use the group, to use whatever supports are needed. Post your dinners, kind of start those conversations with folks too. And we're going to continue to post every day, but hold each other accountable, and let's build something to really get us off to a really good start for this year.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Yeah. Anything else, guys? All right. Well, you all know how to get in touch with me.
I just have one quick question. Sage, is your mom joining you in the challenge? She's on mute. I'm putting her on the spot. But yeah, that's another thing. Like if your parents or your significant other or best friend, whatever, wants to join you, that could be your accountability partner, right? Like Kaylee, if your dog wants to join you in your fitness challenge, get your dog on board because your dog is awesome, right?
I should put my pupper on a diet.
Dogs need to exercise too.
I know, and it's just been so cold. That's like my issue. Like,
so anyways, not to talk your ear off, but I'm just saying, definitely team up, get a friend, hold yourself accountable, and then wow, I can't wait to see where you guys are at the end.
all right, everyone. Well, oh, did you want to say hi to?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying bye.
Oh, I didn't know if you called Sage's mom in. I didn't know.
No,
if
I see her. She's there. I was just saying, Lisa, you're joining Sage in this?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Well, I am going to sign Tyler up. Tyler's a part of Kakana, so I'm hoping he's going to join my strength classes since I'm his mother. Hopefully he'll jump on. Sage, you should jump on too. You will like it. The people in the classes, they're very nice.
We did sign up for the 7-day trial.
Oh, good.
So we're already signed up. We've already looked through all of their exercises, and actually I just bought Sage one of those hand cycles.
Oh,
So
cool.
we'll be doing some of those workouts with them.
That's awesome. Yeah, the hand cycles are pretty affordable too, you guys. You can get them on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about that. I was going to say there's hand cycles that people have gotten on Amazon and had good reviews about, right?
Yeah, and I think we have one as a prize, you guys. Right? Well, that wasn't a secret, was it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Sorry, Jean. What happens when she leaves?
Daniel's like, oh my goodness. We're not giving away secrets, but
Actually, I have one behind me.
Oh,
you have one? Awesome.
Yep. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, perfect. Then you're set up.
Yes.
Can you use it are you guys, because I know some people are able to move their feet. They can do with their feet or with the hands. I think some people can do both.
You can with that one. I can't. I don't have mobility in my legs or
Yeah.
in my feet. So
Yeah.
I will just be using my arms, but
Gotcha.
it works really well.
Awesome. It's great core, chest, shoulders, right? Getting the back end, the lats and scaps.
Cardio, which I
Yep.
need.
Yep.
Endurance is not a thing that I have.
That's awesome. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Daniel. We really appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to send you a message because I'd love to see you jump on Kakana on one of their cycling things. They would go nuts if you were on there.
I'll look into it.
Yeah. I'll message you.
Sounds like an absolutely amazing resource. I mean, there
Yeah.
really aren't too many of them out there.
Mm-mm.
Right. Yeah, I know. And it's affordable.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Well, good luck to everybody.
Yes. Good luck, everyone. And no, we're here for you if you need it. All right. All right. Happy Monday. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Good
Bye,
night.
Julia. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you.